Okay, so now we have a lively and crucial panel discussion lined ahead of us. This is the crucial one, ladies and gentlemen, as it delves into the intricacies of financing and structuring deals in the industrial real estate sector. Our esteemed panelists who are going to be joining me on the stage right now will share their expertise and insights on how to navigate these challenges successfully. Leading this discussion is our moderator, none other than former Honorary Secretary of NAR India and Convention Ambassador of NARVIGATE 2024, Mr. Swapnil Patil. Can we please have you on this stage? Everybody come on. A round of applause for Mr. Swapnil, who has been moderating this session. People at the backside, if you could just sit down, that would be great. Okay. I think Mr. Swapnil deserves a better round of applause. I'm not happy. Okay, this is much better. Okay, now let me take this opportunity. Can you make the sound a little better? Yeah. I'm going to introduce the first panelist. Our first panelist is a seasoned professional in the real estate industry, bringing a wealth of experience in transaction, asset management, valuation, and consulting across various asset classes. With a successful track record at ASK Equity, Knight Frank, and Cushman & Wakefield, he has owned his expertise in the field. During his tenure at ASK, he led business development, asset management, and client relationship for residential and commercial investments with transactions exceeding INR 1,500 crores, everybody. Let's give a thunderous round of applause for none other than Mr. Maneesh, Chief Investment Officer and Acquisition Head, as he joins us on the stage. यार चाय ब्रेक में कुछ हुआ नहीं है Thank you. That's Maneesh Jain for you, our first panelist. Now I would like to call our second panelist on the stage, the man who can simplify the most technical details, who can give you two entirely different perspectives, one of a realtor and the second of transitioning into a developer. Let's give a round of applause for none other than Mr. Amit Chugh, Conclave Ambassador and Co-Chairman, Honorable Secretary. Can we please have Mr. Amit on the stage right here? यार तालियों में कंजूसी नहीं चाहिए. Come on. That's our second panelist for this panel discussion. And moving ahead, our third panelist. He's an expert in logistics and supply chain management with over 30 years of experience. He has played a key role in improving how products are moved and managed in various industries. He has studied at IIM Lucknow and IMT Ghaziabad. He has led the supply chain team at Relaxo Footwears for the past 15 years, everybody. He's recognized as the best supply chain leader of the year. Let's give a warm welcome to our panelist, Assistant Vice President, Head Supply Chain Management, Relaxo Footwears Limited, Mr. Vijay Wadhwani, everybody. There he is. A round of applause, everybody. Thank you. Now I headed to our moderator.
Hi guys, good evening. Good evening, NAR India. That could be a little louder. Good evening, NAR India. Much better. So what an interesting sessions we had throughout the day, and I think here I am to moderate a very, very intellectually stimulating discussion which we're going to have with this fantastic three panelists that we have on board, right? So just a little bit about warehousing in India, if I may say.
It's in the other cue card.
The investments in warehousing, they have really gone by multifolds in last few years. So, say 2022, we had about 4.8 million square meters, which was transacted in warehousing. Same approximately was done in 2023. And a lot of equity investments have actually flown into this sector. You would be surprised to know that after office space, warehousing was the second best sector where we have had most equity investments from AIFs, pension funds, structure funds. All these guys have been investing very, very aggressively in this sector because there is a lot of potential that they see. So close to about office space received about 2.5 billion USD investments in 2023, and 1.9 billion came into warehousing as well, so which is very close to what we got into warehousing. Just compare this to residential space, it's merely 656 million which we have received in residential space. So you can see the kind of investment that's going into the warehousing space, right? So here we have three fantastic panelists that we're going to have discussion with. To begin with, I would ask Mr. Wadhwani. So you have been into this business for the longest time, and you have developed fantastic infrastructure in the warehousing space. You guys manufacture close to about a million, right? 10 lakh units, if I may say. And you have also acquired about 1 million square feet in warehousing space. So I would like to know from you, your experience, how did you curate this infrastructure, and how did you go about doing this as a company? So by the way, Relaxo, it's very synonymous to footwear brand in India. So, firstly, let's have a big round of applause for the brand Relax. So, yeah. Yes, sir, over to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, all of you. Before talk, I just want to brief here. I just want to convey my sincere thanks to the organizers, as well as special thanks to PMG Land, Pankaj and Parmeet for introducing me in this occasion, and I feel very happy for discussion on this. The important thing is, in my 3 decades of experience, more than half of 15 years of experience, I am in Relaxo Footwear. This is the footwear company of Delhi based. And I have seen the journey of because I am the supply chain person in my total experience, and the 15 years of experience in Relaxo Footwears, I have seen the journey, how warehousing part is important for our organization. Actually, the thing is very important is we deal in high volume, low cost product. The volume is very, very large. So I have seen the journey of company from last 100 crore to 2 and 5 and 3,000 crore today we are doing. And one is this, the turnover, one second is the volume, what volume we are handling today. A company which was very small of Delhi-based company, today we become the global company and Asia's biggest company, because 8%, if I talk about the volume of the business, what we are doing is 1 million pair we produce every day. And the 1 million means the large, and we reach to the rural market and here and there and achieved this target. The thing is only, I'm just talking about the warehousing part here. See, when we had a very small turnover and today we are the large turnover of company. So this is the logistic, this is the supply chain transformation. In talking about the supply chain transformation, in the first beginning, if I talk about the beginning, that we were having the very small of 1 lakh square feet, the total warehousing to today we are talking about the 1 million square feet warehousing today we are handling. And the second important thing I just want to tell here, in the warehousing part, as we know about the today's warehousing status and all, if I'm talking about my footwear company, the turnover and the market potentiality of footwear is 70,000 crore. In the 70,000 crore market, in the total market, though we are the largest volume company, and we are just contributing just 5%. 5 to, if I talk about the organized sector, we just contributing at 20%. 20% to now we are expecting our requirement could be double in coming next 1 to 2 years. That means 1 million warehousing space of 1 million to 2 million space, 20 lakhs of square feet warehouse we may need in coming future. And in our, just briefly, because I will not take much time here in talking about this, in the warehousing, if I say, today we have, I'm just talking about what I'm taking care about, I'm the global head for the outbound logistic here in company. In the outbound logistic I'm talking about, in which I can just tell you that the warehousing part, we have two kind of warehouses. One is the CDC, we call CDC means Central Distribution Center, and the second is Regional Distribution Center. If I'm talking about the Central Distribution Center, we have large varieties today, they are handling with large number of SKUs, means more than 10,000 SKUs we are handling. So the CDC means we take the inventory of the all warehouses. Today we have 10 big plants within the North India. And tomorrow we can spread this, we can go to the northeast part or southern part, we can have plant. The one principle after GST we decided here, that the warehouse should be there where the plants are located. So today our warehouses, more than 7 warehouses are in Haryana, Bahadurgarh, the 7 plants. So we have one large CDC. Rather than that, we have divided our product into 3 because we deal in large number of brands. Like large number of brand means we have brand like Sparks, Bahamas, and all these things. Like we have Flight, we have Boston, Alina. So we have separate brand, separate warehouse, and within the one state we have one big CDC. In addition to it, we have RDCs. RDCs means we have opened our RDCs for the distant states where we cannot reach easily. So we have the RDCs. So what the thing in nutshell I just want to talk here, tomorrow our need can be very high, not only for the CDC, the RDCs itself. And secondly, I just have just one idea I'm giving. We just want to give this operation activities to the 3PL company. Still, when we give this opportunity to 3PL company, warehousing part, yani hiring the warehouse could be in our job. So that's the important thing I want to mention here. We are the big buyer for the warehousing part in coming future. Thank you.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So also, if you could little bit highlight on the automation, because I think there's a lot of automation, IoT platforms in warehousing, and a lot of technology being utilized to increase the efficiency. So are you guys adopting any technology which is like a breakthrough thing that you can mention probably for the crowd?
Yeah. I just want to mention here, if you are talking about the warehousing, that is a very, very important part of this logistics. And I'm very happy, I feel very happy because you people are the very, very important stakeholder for us. This is the first time I'm getting this opportunity to talk to you people who are our best, very important stakeholders. I just want to mention here, as far as the warehousing concern, if you see in the Indian, I'm just talking about the entire India operation, if still today, if we talk about the warehousing part, so warehousing, even today in our company also, we have 1 million warehousing space, but in the 1 million warehousing space, we don't have that kind of, if we want to do the smart warehousing, that is not possible because we have warehousing out of our total 1 million, 30 to 40% warehousing space we have, where this is our traditional old kind of warehouses. Today, what the demand is, today, as per the requirement of our company, we just want to plan complete automation in our warehousing. Complete automation means today we have ASRS system, we have racks and forklifts, kind of that operation we require because we have ABCD classing. If I talk about A class SQ contributing more than 80% sales within 20% SQs, but tail is always there. So we are in thinking to, so otherwise if we talk about this warehouse system, we are working S4 HANA, 8% our ERP system is S4 HANA. And we have started thinking on WMS as well as we also are in thinking to automize this means we can have the racks and then proper racking means C and D class SQ we can keep in the ranks. So I will suggest here what we are thinking within the 1 million warehouses, more than 50% warehouses we want to leave and we are searching for the new most modern warehousing. Means warehouse should be in the height, should be, as my suggestion also, the warehouse should be on the top height. Means of course compliance should be accepted. We have to follow the compliance of the government what we have. But the warehouse height should be very high properly because the two things are, if I'm talking about the Relaxo Footwears or any other company, FMCG or any company, consumer durable even, we are just thinking to have the G+2, G+4 or G+6. But if we have plan for the warehousing means proper racking or the mezzanine floor, means if a proper height of the warehouse, maybe if 40, 45 feet or whatever is the possible there, we have, then we can think for the automation. Today, we are in thinking to automate our entire system. If you think for the automation, like if are in thinking for ASRS somewhere and somewhere, because we have product categorized, we have 3 categories. One category is low-cost product like rubber slippers, and we have another brand is the Sparks, means the high-class products. And further, we are thinking for the product for the upper-class customers. So the thing is very important here. our warehouse should be modern warehouse, means smart warehousing we just want to do here. If we do the warehousing, then half of the warehouse we have to leave to come to the automation. And we are totally focusing because, you know, we were in wholesale today in addition to wholesale, now we are in thinking for, because today the e-commerce time, the new revolution is there. So now not only our total focus, our COVID had decided to have the complete, means our total focus is e-commerce, means B2C and B2B, we are just in thinking. So of course we should have the automation system here, and that we can possible if a modern warehouse to work on smart warehousing. So that we have decided. In addition to this, I will take just 1 minute here only. The important thing is, in addition to the proper height, proper docks, proper systematic warehousing system, in addition to this, I just want to say here, normally if I talk about the owner of the warehouses, they are just mentioning ki we have taken the NOC from government. NOC is there. NOC is of course there, but seriously, are we serious about the safety part? Because sometimes what is happening here, we take NOC, we don't even think whether safety points we are fulfilled requirement or not. That is very important. Second, I just want to mention here, safety security के साथ साथ is the thing is like as a company we are just taking care about our product should be insured. We are taking insurance for the product as well as we are taking insurance for the transit insurance for our product, but nobody is bothered about the warehouse insurance. It is happening very frequently. People are not even thinking to pay even 2 lakhs and 3 lakhs rupees to complete warehousing, and 4-5 crore का warehouse अगर in any case अगर mishappening हो जाती, nobody is bothered. So I want to mention here, in addition to whatever requirements जो हम सोचते हैं warehouse में होनी चाहिए, most important is warehouse should be insured, the building should be insured, that the one thing. In addition to this, safety point से sprinkler हैं 10 साल से चल ही नहीं रहे, but we have taken the NOC. That also not is, we have to sincerely think about the safety and security of the warehouse. And of course, as other companies like us also, we are just in thinking to have the complete proper 40 feet height big warehouse. In certain products, we are in thinking to have the mezzanine floor. And in certain cases, we just want to have the racks. Sure. Either racks or mezzanine floor, either ASRS system. Ultimately, we have to go to the modern warehouse only. And modern warehouse means maybe 1 million warehouse. We are further requirement could be in 2 years. In addition to these existing warehouses also, we just want to club. Suppose we have 5 warehouses of 50,000, 10,000 and 1 lakh. Could not be that we have to be big, proper modern warehouse. So we are in thinking, we are sincerely in planning to have our most modern warehousing system today.
Sorry, because of paucity of time, I think we'll have to keep it a little crisp. But that's great insight that you have provided us. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, we can actually have a great round of applause for what insights he's given us. So fantastic, Vijayji, that was really insightful.
Sir, sincerely, I am the user. I will think only from the user point, what is in mind of the user, what he is thinking for our warehousing operation. That's the thing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right. That's right. So thank you so much. We move to our second panelist, Mr. Maneesh Ji, from Pragati. Pragati has been a brand in warehousing space, and we are glad that Maneesh Ji is here. Maneesh Ji is a CIO for the brand Pragati. Sir, just want to understand your growth plans and your vision and your way forward. Yeah, so.
Thank you, Swapnil, and thank you, NARVIGATE, for inviting us on this panel. Just to give you, Pragati's plans. Pragati, as such, a 15-plus-year-old company, and you can say one of the pioneers in the industrial and warehousing space when Colonel Yadav started this company long back. And during this journey, now we are looking to expand pan-India, and we have partnered with Hill House Capital from Singapore. And in this journey, we are looking to create at least 15 to 20 million square feet of A-plus grade space across major cities of India. And opportunistically, maybe some of the tier 2 cities where, the demand is there. So our approach is, one where the demand is and where the future holds good for the consumption market. So, and in certain markets, we are also looking at pure industrial parks, if not warehousing. So that's our plan. In next 3 to 4 years, we are looking to create 15 to 20 million square feet of operational A-plus grade space.
Sure. That looks quite promising, sir. So I expect in next few years, Pragati becomes the market leader. So also we would like to understand, because you are in the space of fundraising and basically the capital structure formation for warehousing, which I think is a very, very critical aspect given the growth story which is associated with this warehousing space, right? So what are the typical capital structures or the funding structures that you adopt? Or if you could share that with the audience, sir.
So if you ask me, with Maneesh Jain, the Jain comes with the money matters to Indian families, and we've been structuring transaction from years. Now these are given terms and coined some terms where we structure the transaction. It is this, it is basically between two parties where one party has one solution, the other has to accept it, or structure in such a way that it creates a win-win situation. So in warehousing, most of the institutional money which has come in, if you see, they are keen on greenfield development, which is where their returns stacks up when they buy agricultural land. In some states, there is a challenge of land ceiling, but most of the places, these funds are looking to directly buy greenfield land, then create those assets and lease it, and then create a portfolio of leased asset. So that is the first model which everyone wants to follow. But seeing the land challenges in India, so there are different structure which gets evolved with the nature of lands and time it takes to consolidate and then do the development, because it's larger tracts of land where you need larger buildings to be built, industrial sheds to be developed. So in that scenario, the lot more models developed where foreign institutional capital comes, developer has a land, so he becomes a DM manager, we charges fees. That is one model prevalent. But then there are other models where, so the fund side remains same. Now you partner with, let's say Pragati is a developer partner for a hill house, and there is Amit who has a land. So now we want to structure a transaction. So there are, if you look at forward sale model, there are two basically structures which people follow. One, you pay, let's say 5 to 10% of land value today, and structure a transaction saying that once you complete, I'll buy your asset at certain fixed cap rate. That fixed cap rate, and that only depends when I'm creating value for Amit, where he has a funds right now, but he thinks he thinks that if he deploys that money, he can make better returns, whereas as a fund or a developer partner, I am thinking that I'm not giving him money and I'm taking less risk now. He'll be putting all the money basis my requirement, and I'm buying at a certain cap rate. And there are also again two models. If he leases all the building before I buy, there is one cap rate. If he says, let's say I'll lease 50%, 50% it will be speculative for you, then there is a different cap rate. So it boils down that it will be 50 to 100 basis point higher for a space which is not leased. So that is one model in forward sale. Second model which works in forward sale is that Amit has a land where he says that I want to first monetize this land, whereas a fund I want to say that I will pay you certain amount of land component. Let's say you are having a 1 rupee ask, I will pay you 80 paisa. That 20 paisa I'll pay you later on once you deliver the product to me. And then I will keep on paying him on milestone for approval. Then I'll define milestone for construction. He builds a A+ grade development as per my specs, and I buy at a certain specified per square feet rate once he delivers and pay that 20 paisa which was pending. And then also have an arrangement that if you try and lease and we get certain more revenues, we will share something off from that. So his interest is also aligned. So that is forward sale model. Both the models are workable. Some of the deals has happened in that space as well. Depending on the situation and win-win scenario which two parties create, these models are also prevalent. Apart from that, you have different models now. It will be a monologue. Let's Amit answer some of the questions, then we'll again speak on JDJVs.
Sure. So very clearly, the figures show that this space has a lot of interest from the investors. right? So is it easy to get investment into this space? Because we have seen a lot of investment coming into warehousing of late, right? So how easy or difficult it is? And are institutional players, so because what I understand from warehousing is, as compared to residential, typically we see the construction timelines are quite less, right? So a residential or office space typically takes about 3.5 years to be constructed and then to monetize. So here the construction timelines are about 12 to 18 months, which is quite short. Also, I think the ROIs, if you're looking at a yield-based asset, is very high as compared to office space in a city like Bombay, which is about 6%. Here it can go as high as 9 to 10%. So I think either ways it generates a lot of interest for investment in this space. So is it easy, and how easy or difficult it is to get investment from institutional players?
So see, scenario is changing. It was in limelight when initially institutional capital started flowing in. There were not many players, so the yield were slightly higher than office and residential. Of late, it has become a competitive playground for everyone. So the yields have fallen. It is not in 9-10%. Some of the asset might have, but not all the asset have the yields in that region. And moreover, see the focus of Indian government to make in India has also propelled the sector much more. So the capital which is flowing in is also, they are also identifying this sector, and they have a pool of money which out of that certain percentage they are allocating for this asset class. So in that sense, there is a lot of purpose or the eye on industrial and logistic sector for an institutional player as well. That is where I think Blackstone started acquiring ready asset and create a portfolio, to have that advantage of ready asset with him, and then keep, adding more to their portfolio. So there is certainly an interest from all the players or institutional capital to look at the sector. As far as the timelines are concerned, so if you see, we say construction is a lesser time, but then we have to keep in mind that you start land aggregation, so it takes almost 8 to 10 months, or sometimes it never happens. So that time generally we are not considering when we look at the life cycle of the asset class. So construction also, the flexibility is here that basis the demand, you can build your box.
Absolutely.
So your working capital requirement is not that you are building a multi-story building, so you can't have a choice but to build all the floors together. So that is where it gives that flexibility for all the players to play that game as per their capital availability with them.
Absolutely, and I think with the advent of a few fractional, investment opportunities, exit has also become easier for this sector. So, we have got a perspective from the developer, investor, the end user. Let's hear it from our own champ, Amit, who will probably give us a perspective from our realtor angle, right? So, Amit, what have been the challenges that you have faced of late, leasing in the warehousing space? And as a broker, what is your advice to all this audience? Because, most of the guys are realtors here. So what is your advice to them?
Well, let me start by saying it's lonely at the top. What I mean is 90% of you are doing residential and commercial real estate, and hardly any of us are doing industrial real estate. So we are having a field day. For as long as you're not coming and competing with us, we are going to make good money. But I would still encourage you to come because the opportunity is huge. What blocks us from moving is purely our mindset. All of you want to be in your comfort zone, or you want to be doing what you've been doing for years. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But it's only when you go beyond your comfort zone, that's when you begin to excel. Let me make it as simple as this. You all have existing clients, and if you're going to go back to your clients and tell them, these are all HNIs, right? You have sold residential homes to most HNIs. That's what I see from the people like Smart and from REAP and from various other associations. These are the same investors. If you go and tell them that I can give you a warehouse with 11% ROI, they're going to be chasing you. You're not tapping into new people, so you can sell land to them. You can actually help them, build and lease as well. So you also create multiple models of actually revenue now for yourself. So it's more of a mindset. We as realtors, we are used to a 3% success rate. Let's face it, we actually generate 100 leads, or we work on 100 leads, 3% success rate. Who can be more motivated than a realtor? Do we need more motivational speakers to come and tell us how to be motivated? No way, we teach the world. With a 3% success rate, you still wake up on a Sunday morning, leave your family, run around, and you still show properties to people. You are the best people in the world. There's nobody more motivated than a realtor.
That deserves a round of applause for yourself, guys.
There is absolutely nothing a realtor can't do. If you're just worried that if I move into industrial real estate, where will I learn? NAR is there. NAR is here to give you training. Anything you want, come through your association, come to the NAR board. We have a president over here, Amit Chopra, who has actually done this out of nowhere. Nobody ever thought that we would be doing an event on industrial real estate, but it's happening. So you can ask what you want. There are trainers. They will actually come to your city. They will actually teach you. We could do it on Zoom. This is a very easy business. It's an absolutely big opportunity. And I'm telling you, the competition is nil. Very, very few people are actually doing this. You also heard it in the morning. People say that nobody can deal better than a local realtor. When it's land, it's always a local realtor. And when it also comes to leasing, the relationships that you have with actually landlords, nobody else can have. So the opportunity is huge, and I encourage people should move to this.
Absolutely, Amit. Well said, very well said. And I think there should be cohorts or peer groups that should be created where you train them, and then I'm sure people will take it up, because I think what probably is a deterrent here is lack of knowledge, right? So residential, there is so much information available. Commercial, there's so much information available. But I think warehousing is one space where I think there's lack of information and knowledge to us as a channel partner. I think if these cohorts are created where we train people, you will not feel lonely at the top, right? So that's the idea. Interestingly, he said, lonely at the top. Even when it comes to consumption of warehousing space, I think Mumbai leads it last year 0.88 million square feet, followed by NCR, which is about 0.8 million square feet, and followed by Bangalore and Pune, of course. So these four cities, they typically lead the consumption for warehousing space. But I would like to ask you, sir, so basically, what locations are you looking beyond these four major, growth drivers in the warehousing space as a brand? When you plan to expand, what are the locations that you're exploring right now? Because you're not just going domestic, but you are the first global footwear Indian brand. So kudos to you for that as well. But if you could just throw some light on that, sir.
In our case, what we see here, the warehouse should be, after GST, we decided to have the warehouse within the state where the plants are located. That is one. Like an example, in North India, in our company, we are Delhi-based company. So what the thing is, we had our warehouses in Delhi. That is NCR, our 7 plants are in Bahadurgarh like. From Bahadurgarh we were taking goods from Bahadurgarh to Delhi, and from Delhi we were supplying goods to the transportation hub. And 80% is our work is through PTL. After GST, because relaxo to relaxo, if we transfer the goods, we have to pay the GST. And in our large SKUs, there are so many SKUs which are not sellable. So what the thing is, what we decided to have the warehouse now, after GST, we decided to have the warehouse within the Bahadurgarh where the plants are located. Similarly, we have 2 plants in Bhiwadi, another CDC in Bhiwadi. And another is our factory is in Haridwar, that warehouse is also there. That is one. Our preference is, we just see the cost also. Suppose cost should be less, that is one. And second is, should be near to the plant, that is one. And second, if we have the RDCs, RDC means where our customers are there, the warehouse should be there. Because we also see, we have to get the repeat demand from customers. Like we have one warehouse in Patna for Bihar. So we supply, suppose we have low cost product. We cannot use high transportation cost, express cargo. So what we do, if the warehouse is there, then we can supply goods in 2 days rather than 7 days, so we can get repeat demand and company get benefit. So one is the question is the location part. Location should be near to our key customer, that is one. Second important, I just want to mention here another point here. Earlier because low cost product means we were thinking कि सस्ता warehouse मिल जाए. Now we have started thinking कि we should have the modern warehouse, never mind to pay more. The reason is only because if we have the most modern kind of warehouse, club, big warehouse, we can have proper inventory there and we can get high productivity. Suppose we can have less manpower. If we have modern system, तो modern system के लिए you have the modern warehouse. अगर हम सोचेंगे 10-12 रुपए में warehouse मिल जाए तो we cannot give that productivity. अगर 20-22-25 रुपए में हमें modern warehouse मिलता है, that is one. और location ऐसी होनी चाहिए जहाँ पे हमें थोड़ा tax benefits भी हों, plus it should be near to the warehouse transportation hub. तो सारी चीज़ें सोच के we are just in thinking to have.
Sure.
Tomorrow we have one big plant in maybe in South India or the Northeast India. Then we can have warehouse in the large scale big warehouse in Northeast as well as in South. So
Perfect.
we are just in thinking that.
Sure. So one last word to all our broker friends about the opportunity, very crisp. क्यों आना चाहिए? Why should they be in this space, according to you?
Talking about the space.
The brokers, right? So what are the opportunities available as a consultant in the warehousing space? Your perspective to this, very short.
See, as far as the space is concerned, see, like we were the company 100% wholesale traditional business we were doing. Warehouse, we were supplying goods to the distributor, our own direct customers, distributor to wholesaler, wholesaler to retailer to the consumers. The trend is getting changed. If the trend is,
I just want to know what are the opportunities for the brokers? You know, are there any specific cities that you want to highlight and tell, yeah, you are looking at this space in these cities?
no, with that I'm talking, coming to that point only. Yeah. Like, see, suppose we have a big central warehouse in Delhi only. From Delhi, we are supplying goods to the South India, West India. Now we are in thinking to have the warehouse in Bhiwandi. If we have one warehouse in Bhiwandi and another warehouse in Bangalore or on the Chennai side, then we can give better service to the customers. So that the one is that is space is required in these states where we don't have in today. That is one. And second is we there, Bangalore is there, maybe Bhiwandi, after Bhiwandi, Ahmedabad. So our next focus is to see the location, these locations where we can have large scale warehouses because demand is increasing. And if we supply goods to the southern customers today from Delhi, it is taking time. When we go south direct for having the warehouse in South India, then automatically 20 to 30% sale will go up. So what the requirement of, suppose today we have 1 lakh square feet warehouse for the south, it can be 1,50,000 or 2 lakh because we are reached there and expecting high sales.
So what you're saying basically is there is a lot of opportunity with the tier 2 cities as well. And,
of course,
and
yes.
we need penetration.
Not
Fair.
for Relaxo. More other footwear and the FMCG companies can have the warehouses in these states also.
Sounds good. Interesting. So, Maneesh, your final word, about this space.
If you see this space is clearly turning headwinds for everyone, and this is going to grow. If you see the absorption in this space, gross absorption is around 50 million square feet a year on an average from last 4-5 years. This is going to continue. There are headwinds, I think, in 2023, but still we reach 50 million square feet. Some cities goes down, some cities goes up, but at gross absorption level, this is still a 50 million square feet absorption. And if you see the total stock of warehousing A and B, which is around 350 to 400 million square feet, the A grade is half of that, which is around 140, 150 million. And the capacity which all the institutional players are looking to develop, this space is going to see almost similar type of A plus grade space in next 3 to 4 years. So the opportunity is huge. Considering the capital cost in land, the most of the industrial player and warehousing players are looking at this space to lease A plus grade, places available across metro cities. So guys, this is your opportunity to, look at this space really, with passion. This is as, in morning session, people were saying this is generally 50 kilometers from city center. But in today's world, the 50-kilometer time,
Check, my check, yeah.
yeah, it has come back. So it is opportunity for each one of stakeholder, maybe from leasing side, from land side, from construction side, and from compliance and leasing side. All four verticals are there for people to explore and contribute to the success of Make in India. And consumption story of India is going to increase in years to come. So I think this is what I would say. And to your earlier question, I didn't answer JD and JV structures. So, if you want to know about JVs are generally people do revenue share or a profit share based on the amount of money they are investing. Then there are other models where, both the parties come together, develop a space and share the area between them. Basis the investment, somebody brings land, somebody brings construction, compliance and all that. All these are structured basis the cash flows requirement of each party and what type of returns they are expecting when they invest. So if you have any question, happy to answer anything specific you want to know, let me know. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, thank you. And Maneesh is available here, so any questions that you have, he is available backstage as well. Amit, just to conclude, are there any innovations for sustainable revenue as a broker that you would like to highlight here?
Well, that's a very interesting question. So let me start by a very small quote that I believe in. If you want to grow, share what you know. So by sharing your knowledge is actually where you see growth. We have a lot of stalwarts here in NAR India. There's Chandresh Vitlani, whom I can see right here. He's also going to be sharing a lot of his secrets very soon. And that's what helps us grow. So typically, I'm going to share a few secrets. I'll keep it very quick. We started off as brokers dealing in land. Then we started doing warehouse leasing. And then we realized that everything in between is functional. Let me ask you a very simple question. Tell me, who can tell you what to build? Who can tell you what to build? Can an architect tell you what to build? The answer is no. Only a broker can tell what to build because he's dealing with clientele, he's dealing with tenants. Only he knows what the requirement is. Can actually somebody tell you where to build? The best person to actually tell you where to build is the broker because he knows where the demand is. You are a powerhouse of knowledge and you do not know it. There is nobody more knowledgeable than a broker and you can do everything. Today, very, very small things. We source land for people. We tell the architect what to design. We tell the client where to buy land. We actually help them design it. We actually help them approve it. In our association RAPE, we have people who do approvals. We have civil contractors. We also get our clients to build by giving business to each other. We do the leasing. We also do the property management. Now, do you want to go out and make money from 7 clients, find 7 clients and make money, or you want to go and find 1 client and make money 7 times? This is the secret. So this is what all of us are here. You can easily transition. When you have this knowledge, which you can get from NAR, you can do anything. You can transition from actually being a broker to a developer. You can help your investor do all the processes in between. This is what makes us different.
Thank you, Amit. I think that was wonderful. And guys, thanks to you for being so patient towards the end of this. You've been very patient and a fantastic audience. So round of applause to yourself. Let's have a big round of applause for everybody sitting here in the hall. And we have had such an insightful session, I believe, from these 3 panelists. I thank you, sir, for great insight. Thanks, Maneesh Bhai. Thank you, Amit. It's been a great session. I'm glad that I was chosen to moderate this. It's been my pleasure. And thank you, audience. Have a great evening. Thank you so much. Yeah, we can just take 2 or 3 questions because of paucity of time, right? Yeah. So just 3 of them.
Yeah, I'm Vinod Bahl. I'm a real estate media professional. My question pertains to the real investment in this warehousing segment. The latest IPC report suggests that the pace at which the land rates are growing and the pace at which the lease rentals are growing, there is a huge difference. According to the reports, the lease rentals for the growth of the lease rentals for A-grade properties is just 3.5%. Because of that, last year the investments in the sector has gone down. How do you look for the scenario in the coming years?
So I'll answer this question. Thank you for asking these questions. So as when I was speaking, I said there are headwinds which comes in every sector. So if you see the capacity building for most of the guys happened when we had a COVID period here. So most of the warehousing guys have taken extra capacities, what they required. So that is where, the last year, 2023, it has, if you see the leasing, it is still went gross leasing of 50 million square feet, but the rental growth was lesser. But if you pick the period before last year, the average rental growth in certain market was more than 5% as well. And also it becomes a, micro market specific. The 3% growth on average pan-India is a misleading number for some of the micro markets. If you go to Bhiwandi, I think rentals have gone up by 5%. If you go to Pune, even Chennai and Bangalore, these cities have outperformed all the other markets. So, that is, gross numbers, you have to dig deep to find which micro market you have to be in right now. And in my opinion, whatever space was taken, it should be, if you see the A-grade vacancy is less than 10%. What that shows that maybe a year down the line, all the players who has taken space will be again coming in, and with the industrial scene picking up, the demand from industrial side will increase further. Thank you.
This question is to Mr. Amit. Due to paucity of time, I'll read out the rush with the questions. My first question is it among the fear among the realtors is allowing you to be lonely at the top? Number one. And number two, different corporates and different brands and different REITs are demanding with the different requirements in a pan-India level. How do you cope up with that as a realtor dealing in warehousing? And the next question is, can you suggest also the sources to approach their requirements or to fulfill their requirements? Thank you.
Okay, that association is from my, that question is from my own association, so I'm sure that you actually came to trick me here. Anyway, so how do you work on pan-India requirements? Well, you have come here for that. You have come here to meet people from various cities. We have the top industrial real estate brokers who have joined NAR India, and we've got 40 of them in. So by networking and meeting people, by going on our app, by going to a website, you can work on a pan-India requirement. So for example, Relax with Footwear gives you a inquiry. He's going to ask you for warehouses in 5 cities, not 1. So you can always network, interact with people today, get to know them, and actually share your inquiries with everybody so that you can transact all these businesses. Regarding your third question, I was not very clear. If you could repeat it, I can answer that.
What are the sources to fulfill the requirements of a different corporates, of the REITs and the brands? How do you cope up with that?
Sources of getting inquiries or fulfill the inquiries?
Both.
See, sources of getting inquiries is, first is, you have to market yourself well. You have to be an expert in the domain. Now, if you're going to be doing residential, commercial, industrial, everything, you are a jack of all trades and master of none. So you have to choose what do you want to be. If you're a master of one, you actually will succeed. So you first identify your specialization, focus on it, and you will do well. So that's how you get requirements. Fulfilling, work with this pan-India network, and you can close deals anywhere in India. As simple as that.
Hi Amit, my name is Mujibur Rahman. I am from Reef, Chennai. I have a very personal question to Amit. Amit, the earlier speaker, the motivational speaker said that he could recollect that he spent his life in a cramped room. Now you're also on the top, Amit, maybe lonely. But do you also spend your time in a cramped room?
So we are not able to hear you. Can you just hold the mic a little closer?
No, the earlier speaker, Mr. Aman, said that he is on the top now, but his earlier days were spent in a cramped room. Mr. Amit also, can you hear now? Is it okay?
If you can come closer and talk, it would be better. And hopefully it's the last question because
Hello,
I'm
Mr. Amit,
hearing-
am I audible now?
Yeah, tell me, sir.
No, the earlier speaker, Mr. Amandeep, said that his earlier days were spent in a cramped house. You are also on the top today. No. Can you hear me? Can you hear my question, Amit?
Yeah, voice is not clear. I can maybe take this offline if you don't mind.
Okay, but I'll not leave you, Amit. I will not let you go so easily. Now,
Sure, it's actually a one-to-one. Go ahead. Yeah, batao.
That was probably the longest walk, huh?
yeah, Mr. Amandeep, he said that he spent his time in a very cramped house. Now he's risen to the top. Now you're already on the top. Have you also spent your time in a cramped house?
See, a house is always cramped and a warehouse is absolutely huge. So I moved from house to warehouse.
Okay, guys.
One last
yeah,
question.
you have one more?
Yeah, last. I am Mujibur Rahman from REAP. The last question is, you said one client, 7 incomes. Can you elaborate?
So I already mentioned it. I actually told you that only we can tell them what to build, we can tell them where to build. So when you give this kind of advisory, you can actually help them design, you can help them get approvals, you can actually help them get a contractor, you can do project management, you can do leasing, and you also maintain the property for life. So you make lifetime of income. That's precisely how we do it at all warehouses.
Fantastic, guys.
Hello.
I think it requires wisdom to understand wisdom. And,
Excuse me, can you-
without a good audience, even music is nothing. So you've been a fantastic audience. Thank you so much, and thank you all the panelists. I think we have had a great session. Looking forward for a great evening with you.
Right, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
A big thank you to all the panelists and of course Mr. Swapnil for moderating it so well. Of course, we would like to give you a small memento before you take a leave. Can we please have Mr. Keshav Prabhu, President GAR, on this stage to do the honor? Everybody, a massive, massive round of applause. Let the energy keep flowing. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the panelists and thank you to our moderator. And thank you, all of you. Now, let's move ahead. Okay, we have something really exciting after this. A very interesting lineup for all of you.